The first thing it does is ask me to pick the right approach in starting the question. And these are typical mistakes that students would make. So if I picked this one is the correct one, it then appears as the previous step and then leads me on to the next action, which is to ask how to simplify the tan x. And again, these are typical mistakes that I've seen used in examiners' reports, and my own students have made these mistakes. So the correct option is this one. Again, it's appeared in the past, and then it wants me to simplify this expression by moving the cos x, and this is the correct answer. Now, this is one of my favorite mistakes because a lot of my students write the square of cos in this form. If I click it, you can see that we've used some colors to emphasize what's wrong about this, that cos of x squared is not the same as squaring the entirety of cos. It looks like you're squaring just the x. So they try again and the buttons shuffle, so I can't just click where I didn't click before. So hopefully I will click that one. The next step again is a method question prompting them what they should actually do, the correct approach. So they should rewrite the cos. So using a trig identity to rewrite the cos squared, they would hopefully pick that one. Then expanding the brackets, they can view the previous step right there. So they get 12 minus 12 sine squared x. And then it's another method question. How would you approach it? What's the thing to spot here? And it is to treat it as a quadratic. Rearranging it and simplifying by replacing sine x with s, they should get to the quadratic that they need to solve. So that would be this one. The approach here should be to use the quadratic formula. They then have to pick the correct formula, choose the correct constants, the correct formula with the constants. Oh, got that wrong. And it puts in red exactly what I substituted here. That was incorrect. A was not 7. So I need to try again. Putting that into their calculator, they then get the two options for what sine could possibly be. So I believe this is the correct answer. A lot of students at this point in the exam would decide to stop, not realizing that there's actually more to finding it. You actually need to find x. So that's what the purpose of this question is. So I go, no, there's more to it. Then I need to pick which solutions will actually get me values for x. So if I pick that one, it will give them an image of the sine graph and tell them that sine is always between minus 1 and 1. So this is not a valid solution. So they would have to pick this one only. They then put the inverse into the calculator and making sure they're in degrees. So I've put some solutions in here in radians just to let them know that that's not the right way to do this here. They have to be in degrees. And then again, they need to keep going. This is when the cos process starts, and we've done this using images. So they pick the diagram, they then have to pick which quadrants they have to work in. So they would pick this one, and then they need to decide which angles should be used to solve this equation. And this is one of the common mistakes I've seen where people use the vertical. So it tells them that you're not supposed to use the vertical. You do it from the horizontal, and this image demonstrates that. And the hope is that this will imprint in their minds and they'll remember forever to use the horizontal to generate their solutions. So then hopefully they pick that one. The next question is to decide which direction they need to take their rounds in, given that's the range of the question. From these options, this is the correct one. All of these images are appearing in exactly the sequence they were generated above, so the students can very easily refer to them to do the next step, which is to generate the solutions. So, as you can see, there are wrong options here. That's the correct one. And then using that, I can decide that this is the correct final answer. And that's the end of the question. If you'd like to try this demo yourself, you can go to markit.education/demo and have a go yourself.